Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Holliston High School's Kamitian Field, where Holliston Hub is bringing you, once again, Holliston Girls Varsity Soccer. I'm your host, John Droyan, with the godfather of Holliston Soccer, none other than John Marshall, and we are joined here by the Holliston Hub, the senior crew. That's here. Tom Harmon, who is manning the board, and on the camera, I believe that is the Holliston Hub, formerly known as HCAT Director, none other than Mr. Bruce Guilfoy. And we are here tonight for Holliston Hometown Soccer, as Holliston is in a very, very exciting play-in game to get into the playoffs, and tonight they are taking on the Leominster Blue Devils. As I said, my co-host, he's probably the originator, one of the founding members of Holliston Soccer, and I think he was one of the people who helped promote and invent soccer in Great Britain, which is his home of national origin, none other than John Marshall. How are you?
I'm very good, but you blow my credits sky high.
Listen, I'm just reading.
Particularly in the UK.
I'm just reading the paper in front of me. You were a professional soccer player. I mean, that's what we know. That is what we know. So John Marshall is going to be providing insight. So I'm giving everybody a little bit heads up, and I oftentimes I forget to do this because there's all the excitement in the beginning of the game. Get a piece of paper out and a pen, because there's going to be some pearls soccer pearls, as he'll refer to as football pearls of wisdom, that'll come out. So we're about to get underway, and this is the last home game of the season for sure for Holliston, as this is a play-in game, and they are taking on Leominster. Holliston, of course, is in their crimson red, going from the northeast to the southwest, and Leominster, the Leominster Blue Devils, are in the visiting white. So Holliston with an early shot on goal, and we have our standard Holliston starters. We'll be covering them, and we have this could be an emotional game. This is a play-in game for Holliston, so they have to win today in order to actually enter the playoffs. So this is kind of like a playoff to get in the playoffs game. Leominster comes in tonight with a record of 8-6-2. I was talking to Coach Jensen Perez before the game. Coach Perez, I did tell Coach Perez that before the game that these are. He said he has been watching some of the Holliston film that we've provided here on the Holliston Hub, for scouting purposes. And I said, listen, we'll try not to be too biased, but it's a home game. And he looks at me, he goes, hey, it's a home game. I understand. I go, so all right. So Coach Perez he knows how this works. Don't know a whole lot about Leominster, but we're going to get to see them tonight. It looks like they have, like Holliston, they have a couple of young players that are starting, and Holliston, of course, has several young players that have been contributing. Speaking of one, there's Hannah Holden on the outside, number 13. Holden gets around, gets it across. Oh, and it bounces right into the keeper. That's Sasha Calderon. She's a freshman keeper for Leominster, and Holden did a nice job of getting around that outside back. And a nice ball across, no one there on the other end. So Holden, the attacking midfielder for Holliston, and there's the defending midfielder, Ellie Grandfors, also a junior. Grandfors, number 7. Mulvaney on the outside. Laura Mulvaney, sophomore, shot across, and right across, finish! And Kate McCarron is there to finish. Oh, no. And it looks like Kate McCarron might have been a little offside. Did you see that?
Well, I saw something happen down there. I thought somebody had gone down injured, actually.
No, I think, and we could see the replay right here. It looks like, there's McCarron, and she's off.
Yeah, she's off.
She's well offside. So we have the high technology. Thank you very much, Mr. Guilfoy and Mr. Harmon, for providing the technology tonight, as we were able to see that replay, and the referee, in fact, did get the call correct. So goal taken off as McCarron was there to finish, but still nothing. But Holliston looking tough. And as I said, it could be a little bit of an emotional game tonight because we have several seniors. This could be it's definitely going to be their last home game. And it could be their last game, depending upon the outs. So that's what the playoffs are. It's what they're all about. As action continues, remind everybody that this game and all of our fall sports are brought to you by your generous contributions as you, our listeners, but in particular, and also our fall sponsors. We have 5 fall sponsors, companies and organizations that have generously decided to support the Holliston Hub, and in particular, the fall sports program here at Holliston High School. So a little action in the back. We're going to talk about each of those sponsors in a little detail. I'm going to try and do that quickly in this first half because oftentimes we get caught up in the action. But the list of the sponsors right now, this is the game is brought to you by none other than the Henry Studio, the Holliston Superette, Basil's Pizza and Subs, Central Cafe, and Main Effort Financial. So Kate McCarron on the outside. McCarron, 22, turns inside. She gets a look, left foot, right at Calderon. Calderon bobbles it a little bit, but McCarron had a nice look at that goal. Did you see that?
Well, yeah, that was very. You got to stop her. If this team is going to win this game, that's one player they got to stop. And she's extremely fast. I don't know if you noticed that. There was one touch around the back, and she took off, and nobody was catching her then.
Seemed to do that relatively effortlessly. Yeah.
Yes, she did.
So McCarron, who's of course the daughter of Tim and Lori McCarron. We talk about it. We reference them just because Tim McCarron is a member of the downtown softball juggernaut and probably a first ballot Hall of Famer. And Lori McCarron, of course, I think she's a 7-sport athlete. I'm not sure how many sports. She was an incredible athlete. And Kate McCarron, the youngest of 3, it's 2 older siblings, both good athletes, and a ball across. And there's trouble again in front of the Leominster goal. So early on, Holliston looks like they're kind of they're attacking nicely and getting some opportunities. And again, we'll see if this continues in the midfield. Clara Fitzgerald, senior, playing center back, sends up the right side to Caitlin Clark, who's also a senior. And there's Clark on the outside. She's trying to get around, but she can't get around.
She didn't get around there.
Looks like it was number 14, Sasha Saborin, who's playing that outside back for Leominster. So unfortunately, because of our setup here, the godfather of Holliston soccer has to watch this game out of the side window when the ball is played down in the right-hand corner. So, but as I said, we do have our review, our slight delay, which is essentially our replay, our instant replay, so we'll be able to, get good judgment on all those calls. Grand Force is there, and she's able. So Holliston look like they're doing a good job of kind of keeping the ball on the ground and working the midfield. Holden.
Nice.
Holden's got Clark on the outside. Clark keeps it in and just unable to do it. Just loses control of that. Holliston starters, let's talk about some of this because, as I said, some of them are seniors. It's going to be their last home game. Let's start with the goalkeeper, number 00, Kira Lucas. Kira Lucas having a great end of second half of her season. We've seen her have some tremendous games, really doing a great job of keeping Holliston in a lot of these games. Kira Lucas is a senior. Ball across. Is anybody there?
No.
Mulvaney tries to get to it. Grand Force is there. They fight for it almost against one another. Mulvaney sends it forward, but it's just going to go through, and it's going to be a goal kick. Would have been nice to have somebody on the other end of that cross. A beautiful cross by Kate McCarron.
It's a little one-sided at the moment.
Correction.
I think, actually.
That was Holden who had that cross. So the other seniors that are on the field right now, senior captain Claire Fitzgerald, number 1, playing center back. Also we have Bella Utke playing forward. She looks like Utke is on. I can't see where she is right now. I think she is on the left-hand side, which is usually where she plays. Clark racing the outside. So we have yet to see Leominster kind of make any kind of a push into Holliston territory.
Well, no, not yet. I mean, I think they're kind of sizing up what's happening, actually.
But from a speed perspective, it looks like Holliston. There's nobody from Leominster's side It really looks
Well-
like they've got exceptional speed that Holliston has to deal with right now, but it's early.
Yeah, it's early, but I just see that Holliston seem to be dominating the midfield, which is
That's where it all starts, right?
Where it all
That's where you drew it up, right?
yeah, sure.
So it's somewhat brisk, actually a quite nice autumn evening. It's the November the 3rd, so, I mean, Bruce is dressed for, November the 23rd. He's ready to go. And, of course, my father-in-law is also, he said, he told me as he was getting into coming to pick him up today, he said, one thing I won't be is cold. So, and of course, we did get a reminder from your daughter to make sure that you did not get cold. So even if you are cold, don't tell anybody.
We don't admit it.
Yeah, no, don't. Because then I'll be the one who has to deal with that. All right, so Holliston and Leominster trying to see if they can, one can figure the other one out, and ball rolls in, kind of uneventful down there. I don't know, correction. Leominster comes across, able to get one across. But
I don't understand this. They've been over... What is it?
you'll see that
The Leominster defence is it doesn't move up.
well,
There's one Holliston player and there's three.
I'm counting 3 with 4. So you have Keith McCarronay, but there's...
Right, I mean, it's... they,
Well, as I said, Holliston this season, we've seen probably more than any other season, is they have
they've
tried
done
to
a good
stay
job.
on the attack.
Yeah, they've done
right?
a good job. They've done a good job in playing an aggressive sort of modern soccer game, really, which is the attack comes from both defence and the traditional forwards.
You've been preaching that since you sat in that chair.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
You betcha, yeah. Don't get me going on that.
Well, I'm sure you're going to get going. You have 69 minutes to get going on that. I'm sure there'll be. I'm not worried about that. There'll be some going.
You don't see that. You got one player of Holliston way back. Has got our eye on the Leominster forward that's up at the forward line, but nothing's gone on there. But the trick really is, the defence go up as long as when their man gets the ball, they've been able to get back there.
That's right.
That's all.
You can go up as far as you want, but when you got to get back,
when you need it back there, you better be there.
And you can see the difference. So Holliston, one player back, and then you have, looks like that's Sophie Grant that's kind of hanging around in the middle, and you got Claire Fitzgerald back there to push that ball forward.
Right.
So anything that comes out, anything that pops out, Grant's going to be there to police that up. So still no real threats. Though Holliston did have the offsides, but ball gets turned around and it looks like Leominster's going to send that ball forward. It's a foot race. Grant's going to be there, and she's going to...
It's going to go over the line, I think.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a Holliston goal kick. So the other seniors on the Holliston roster, as I said, Bella Utke on the field right now. Caitlin Clark, number 11, also a senior. The other seniors that are listed that are on the Holliston list, of course, are Avery Ash, senior goalkeeper. Hyann Souza is also a senior. She's a defender. Alyssa Garbarino is also a senior. So, as I said, they've got a good number of seniors out there, but they also do have some youth. So Holliston soccer is going to, they're going to continue to build, particularly that sophomore class. And I was talking to one of my friends who is also a member of we'll talk a little bit more about this. You guys wanted to talk about some old man softball? Well, yesterday was the finals of the fall softball season. And we're going to talk about who won those finals, who was the champion, and one of them might be sitting in this very room. So we'll address that probably at, much to the chagrin of all of our listeners. Yeah. So, but I was talking to one of the members of that team, none other than Brian McShaney was talking. So his daughter, she's on JV, she's a sophomore, and she's saying that sophomore class, the Holliston sophomore class, is strong. And you look at the starters that are on varsity right now. Of course, Kate McCarron, number 22, is a sophomore. The two backs, Nora McGilligan and Sophie Grant, also sophomores. And then, of course, number 3, Lauren Mulvaney, attacking midfielder on the outside, she's the second probably highest scoring threat that Holliston has, is number 3. So Leominster trying to put something together, a little disorganized, and here comes Mancuso, Lucy Mancuso, also a sophomore. And here comes Hannah Holden on the outside. Holden's early on, Holden's establishing herself as a force to be recognized in this midfield, as is Ellie Grantforce. Grantforce does a nice job of holding off that defender. Looks like Laney Trost for Leominster, but it's going to be a Leominster throw. Leominster's always one of those towns. So back a million years ago, when I was part of the Massachusetts Army National Guard, there was a lot of Leominster guys. There's good Leominster representation, kind of in that whole greater Worcester area. I always used to think that the Moon was closer to my house than Leominster, but it's not as far as you think. So they didn't have too much of a trek. Holliston trying to put something together. That's Sedona Sicarella, number 15, has come into the game. Freshman. There's Grant. Grant gets it taken off her, and Fitzgerald sends it. There's Sicarella on the outside. She sends it forward, but things seem a little disorganized. Grantforce is there. Holden's there to help her out. Ball across. That's Emma Arsenault's there.
They have to settle down.
Nice tackle by this is the attacking forward. That's Victoria. Tori Swift. She's a freshman as well. So what are you saying? They have to. What are you seeing out there?
I don't like the way Holliston's shaping up at the moment. They seem to be too rushed. They don't have to be as rushed as they are. They're not picking their man. They're not finding their man. They're making passes that are not accurate, which is something they haven't been doing recently. I just think maybe they're getting a little frustrated. I don't know, but I think they just got to settle down.
Another substitution comes in. So, as I said, our fall sports are brought to you by by you, our listeners, as well as our sponsors. First sponsor on the list is the Henry Studio, which is the photography shop, professional photography, run by none other than.
Push it back.
So Henry Studio, absolutely. There's ball. That's McCarron's in there, and Grantforce was there, and she missed it. Shot in, and it scores! I think that was Claire Fitzgerald. We're going to check this out, but that might have been Claire Fitzgerald coming up from the back. Number 1. Let's take a look. McCarron gets around to the outside, breaks free, gets a great ball across. Ellie Grantforce is there. She misses it. And there it is. That's Claire Fitzgerald to finish it off. Claire Fitzgerald. That might be Claire Fitzgerald's first goal. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I think that might have been her first goal in her Holliston soccer career. Playing her last game. And, of course, Claire Fitzgerald's a 4-year starter here on the varsity squad, but she's always played either center back or outside back. And that might be Fitzgerald's first score. So Holliston goes up in the 17th minute. After a great cross by Kate McCarron, and Fitzgerald's there to finish it off on the rebound. And there's Fitzgerald. She passed it to Kira Lucas, sort of. And Holliston's on the board 1-0.
Well, you get an example of a fullback scoring a goal.
And there you go, just like you drew it up.
That's right.
There's a foul right there on Grand Force. Grand Force earns that foul. It's going to be a free kick for Holliston. You were saying?
No, I was just saying that's an example of the defence. It's not just the attack is the attack, and nobody else can do it. It's these days the defence is into the attack, and just as much as the forwards are. And that's the way the modern game gets played.
What a difference that makes.
It certainly does, because it puts an unmarked player in the other team's half as they come forward with the ball, because they shouldn't be there. Basically,
but they are there.
But they are there.
They're there,
right.
And then there's trouble.
And if they come out, somebody's going to mark them. So.
Yeah. And then if they can shoot, like Fitzgerald,
who
put that ball on target, puts Holliston up by a score of 1-0.
They're going to look. They still have to settle down. That's better. That's better. That's more normal.
McCarron looking long.
No.
Trying to find Mulvaney, but I think Mulvaney was a step ahead.
Yeah, I think
So as I said, the Henry Studio is run by our dear friend and a big contributor for Holliston Up for many, many years, Mr. Rich Powers. Rich was here at the last game. We saw him, like some live sightings of Rich Powers. He was photographing the last Holliston girls soccer game. Rich Powers, wonderful guy, great dog trainer, probably arguably one of the smarter guys that we know about dogs, and an incredible photographer, and one of the fall sponsors.
That's it.
Ball across. McCarron was there. Nice play. And here comes Fitzgerald again. Fitzgerald's on fire. Fitzgerald comes way up from her center back position.
Yeah. Good for her.
And that's right. Now she's got to get back.
She's back there. That's right. That's the way it is.
Yeah, so she listened to that. She absorbed some of that coaching, said you can go up all you want, but when it's time to get back,
you gotta be there.
You got to get back. Ball in. Lucas, it bounced off her, but she's able to control it. Long shot, and I couldn't see who shot that from Leominster.
These couple of rear defenders of Leominster, they're quite skillful.
They are. Yeah, they are.
They are. They're very skillful players, I
mean, one of the things
that they kind of.
Mancuso earns that foul.
They have good control back there.
Again,
they don't move out of their position much, but so what? At the moment, they probably wouldn't be a good idea if they did. But
I was going to say, as the less advanced member of this broadcast crew as far as soccer knowledge, you mentioned the shape. I'm noticing that Leominster seems to lose a bit of their shape, particularly in the back, when I can see number 15, Sedona Sicarella, sneaking around, seeking back there with really nobody noticing her.
Yeah.
And she's got speed. She's got the ability to control the ball.
But those two centre backs.
Again, that's just me, and there she is.
Those two centre backs, they're very good.
They need a little more help back there. So in the 20th minute, Holliston leads by a score of 1-0 by a Claire Fitzgerald goal. Came at 17. Claire Fitzgerald is as Lucas handles it herself. Plays back to Grant. He's got Grand Fours there. Grand Fours plays back to Fitzgerald. Holliston's they're playing some confidence in the back.
Good.
There we go.
There you go. Push it off, keep it off.
Sicarella's up front.
Right.
Here comes Mancuso. Mancuso, nice ball into McCarron. McCarron takes it to the middle. McCarron runs into a little bit of traffic. Ball forward. And almost is able to get that ball dumped off. Let's see who that was. Thunderous kick from freshman goalie Sasha Calderon.
What a nice
ball up. This ball forward. That's Mulvaney was there. Mulvaney almost was able to steal that one from that center back and got an easy one, but was able to play back to Calderon. Mancuso on the outside. She pops it up. It's going to go out of bounds. Second fall sports sponsor is none other than the Holliston Superette. One of the oldest establishments in all of Holliston. That is the place where you go when you don't have time to go anywhere else, or if you just want to go and hang out with some fun people, or if you just want to go and get some good stuff. And in particular, Superette specializes, their speciality is delicious lunch sandwiches, all kinds of of made food that you can go and get, soups, salads, anything you want. And Superette is run by Holliston legend. Even though I know he doesn't necessarily live in Holliston, but he practically does because he owns the Superette and owns that building. My dear friend Chris Lancini. Chris Lancini, nobody gives more to Holliston than that guy. I don't know, maybe Bruce Guilfoyle. Bruce Guilfoyle is on the list. Now, Bruce also kind of plays. He's a little more humble, right? He's a little more kind of like behind the scenes, right? He's a behind the camera guy. Right now, if we were doing the production broadcast, like we had another camera, they'd be putting the camera on him, right? When they talk about, this is Dave, he's a cameraman, he's been here for 50 years. Although Bruce hasn't been here for quite 50 years. But Bruce Guilfoyle's right up there, too. But taking nothing away from Chris Lancini and all the hard work and all the help that he provides to our town, go to the Holliston Superette. I mean, you've already been there. Everybody and their sister's been there. It's nothing new. And that kind of that consistency, we like to see it. So Leominster trying to put something together here, but nothing really.
They should use that number 14 in more of an attacking, aggressive role, and she's in right now. She's too good to be stuck there.
So we're talking about Sasha Saborn for Leominster. Saborn's a senior captain. And she is playing that center. It looks like that Coach Perez has done a little homework, because it looks like Saborn is spending a lot of time next to number 22, Kate McCarron. So remember we had shadows in the last game, as we have a high school girls soccer timeout right now. Let's talk about more of our sponsors. So our third sponsor we can talk about tonight is Basil's Pizza and Sub. Basil's, one of the most fantastic restaurants you'll ever go to. And guess where it is? It's right here in Holliston, right there on Washington Street. Basil's and we kind of refer to Basil's as, and we were talking about this today, about how you prefer Basil's.
Oh, sure.
You're a Basil's fan.
Oh, I am, definitely am.
Yeah. I mean, and whenever we talk about it, right now we're getting close to dinner time. You guys are getting hungry. We're saying Basil's, right?
That's right.
And you can almost smell it. So Basil's, fantastic, extensive menu with some Greek influence, because of course the family is from Greece, and they are, and what a wonderful bunch of people that are there. And there's always family members there. There's always someone there to greet you, and everybody's always seems, it's weird. It's like they're always in a good mood. You go into Basil's, and maybe that's the thing. Maybe they do it on purpose, because I think when you're in a good mood, you're kind of hungrier, right? I'm in a good mood right now. You're in a good mood.
Yeah, we should.
Bruce, you guys are Tom's always in a good mood, but yeah, I'm kind of hungry. So if you're hungry, go to Basil's. That's a great place to go. All right, we'll do one more here. The fourth fall sponsor that we're seeing here, or that is helping you see what you see in front of you right now, is none other than Central Cafe. So Central Cafe, it's the place that's kind of got everything, and it's really pretty. It's not a convenience store, because although everything in there is conveniently located, and they sell numerous different things, to include a full alcohol license, but they also. They also have coffee. They have Danishes. They have, I think you called them. Did you say Bits and Bobs, or
Bits and Bobs? Yeah.
Yeah. In England, ball forward. Oh no, it's still too out of McCarron's leash.
No, that was a wild.
But it's also kind of an informal location for a local Holliston think tank, run by also a member of the newly 2025. Fall men's softball champion Storm team, Ken Sawyers. Ken Sawyers is one of the. He says he might be the youngest guy on that think tank, that's pretty good, because he's not that young, but he's a darn good softball player, and he proved that on Sunday. He came in second in the MVP voting in the finals tournament yesterday. As might as well just bring this up now. Oh no. So Lucas is there, and Fitzgerald almost earns herself a foul as she tries to shield the ball from Kira Lucas. Here comes Holliston. Mulvaney almost there to get a piece of it. Goes off Holden's head. Mancuso heads it. Popped up by Mulvaney. Mulvaney pops it forward, and she's got two Holliston players offsides. Pick your poison. It was either Caitlin Clark or it was Kate McCarron. Both of them were offsides. We have a player down. Looks like it does. It looks like Saborin. Saborin's
number 14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Saborin's walking a little gingerly, but it looks like she's going to stay in the game. Be a free kick for Leominster. Popped up high for Mancuso, and it goes out. It's going to be a Leominster throw. So the Central Cafe, it's the place where you, as I said, it's very pleasant. It's very nice. It's all been redone. And if you need something to include the full liquor license, if you want to get an adult beverage, you want to get a snack, you want to get, or a nice cup of coffee, and if you want to, maybe engage in conversation with, some maybe, I don't know. Like I said, they claim themselves as like a think tank. Bruce, have you ever had any experience with that morning think tank? No. So Bruce is saying he hasn't been invited, and it could be an invite only. I mean, I think I think they may have said that they're smarter than the Rand. They're like the Rand Corporation, only smarter. Yeah, something like that. So I'm not sure what they consult on. That's a
foul, huh?
It looked like a handball to me.
Yeah, it did to me, too. Yeah.
Crowd didn't like that either, but inadvertent handball that the referee decided we're just going to play on because it's not raining yet and it's still not cold, so we're going to keep this game moving along. Holliston with a 1-0 lead into the 27th minute. Goal at 17 by senior captain, playing her last home game here at Kamitian Field, Claire Fitzgerald. So, Leominster with no real threats yet. This is interesting for Holliston because Holliston's able to kind of stay on the right side of this. And they're going to enter the playoffs. And this party isn't over.
No, it isn't. Holliston needs another goal.
There you heard it, folks. Holliston needs another goal. Because we've seen Holliston in these one-goal games, and it's hasn't always worked out the way that they wanted it to. So
but you see the difference here.
Explain to me what you're seeing.
Look where the Holliston defence has gone up on the attack. And it's drawn all of the midfield players of
Leominster
with them. And I still keep.
From the outside, ball across. That's Malvey. Holden doing some fine footwork.
She's still got it. Yeah.
And there's Grant. Grant's there. Holden's still fighting for it.
You see, and by the time Leominster they come on the attack and they start going for all of the players that were the forwards and the defence, whatever it is that had moved up. By the time they've got themselves organised, they're all back there.
And there it is. There she is again. So, there's Fitzgerald up front. Holden's going to shoot. She didn't catch it. Yeah, she missed it. And that's the thing is the hustle between the two backs, Fitzgerald and Grant, kind of able to let Holliston keep numbers forward. It's putting the pressure on Leominster. Looks like there was a handball on the far side. So the connection here, of course, we often connect Holliston to girls soccer to men's senior softball. Senior softball director, of course, Derek Corden. And there's balls forward one time. And Mancuso was offsides.
Oh, she was?
I think she was. I think that was.
Good,
The referee has the flag up. So Mancuso had a one chance. She missed it too. She had a good chance at a one time.
Wow.
Bruce Guilfoyle aside, he'd have hit that goal. Bruce Guilfoyle probably would have. Yep. He would have had a bicycle it if he needed to. The MVP. Well, I'll get into the game. Yeah, it was. We'll talk about it a little bit at the break. So because I don't want to take too much away from the girls here, since we're talking about, no one really.
Holliston, that's a foul.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No foul
that's
there.
A foul.
Yeah.
No, that should have been given as a foul. You can't do that.
Some Leominster substitutions coming in. The first half is it's been a fast-paced first half for both teams. So we'll see how that wears in the second half. Holliston, Coach Chatsy's done a good job of kind of bringing some people in. She's had several substitutions here. So see if she can keep everybody fresh so Holliston can get that second goal. Put themselves in the driver's seat to move on in the playoffs. But long way to go still here. We mentioned earlier Kira Lucas, senior captain, goalkeeper for Holliston. Of course, she's the daughter of Brad Lucas. Brad Lucas played in the Holliston Fall Old Man Softball League this fall. His team was defeated by the Storm. You'll hear me refer to the Storm. The Storm was the team that ended up winning the championship, which happened yesterday. Storm, of course, is led by Captain Eric Koharich. Eric Koharich he's won the championship 4 out of the last 5 years. So, and he'll be sure to tell you about that if you ask him. A little bit different this year, though. A couple different faces, names on the roster. Those were all done not by accident. So Koharich, he was able to put together a pretty unique team. And speaking of unique teams, Holliston on the outside. Clark's there, and she just could have got her foot on it. Great ball across. Clark had to just stop it. She would have been in the driver's seat. She had no defenders in front of her. And then the last fall sponsor, might as well mention that, right? Last fall sponsor is Main Effort Financial. Kind of like your hometown retirement planner. You want to retire, and you want to retire like in your hometown, or maybe retire someplace, where you can visit your hometown. If you want to retire like in a vacation spot, you can call Main Effort Financial, and those guys will help you out. Nice bunch of people down there. But Karen's able to control it. She's in the right corner, turns it. Just can't hook it enough. So Holliston's still in the driver's seat here on that Claire Fitzgerald goal. Leominster trying to figure it out, trying to get past that midfield where Holliston backs and their defending midfielders have been controlling this entire first half. I remember this. I remember playoff soccer in some of the years previous, especially when Phoebe was playing. Phoebe, of course, is the granddaughter of the godfather of Holliston soccer. She was able to join us for a broadcast a couple games ago. Phoebe's currently playing her club soccer at Connecticut College. And I can remember a couple of these, late fall, November games. They're a different kind of football, and they're always under the lights. Clark on the outside, she got space. Soban converges on her. Clark's able to turn it. It still clips, and it's going to be sent out, and it looks like it might be a Holliston. Nope.
No, it's a goal kick.
It's going to be a goal kick. I got my partner up there. He's looking out the side window. He's got 4 screens you're looking through.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's. I mean, really, you're just kind of looking at shadows. Can you even tell like which team is which?
And yeah, sort of.
I often tell this story about my father-in-law, who.
Oh, please.
I love telling this story. So, and today was just another example of it. The turn gets through. Clark's there one time. Yeah. She had a good look. Caught it with her left foot. Caitlin Clark, senior captain, almost able to turn that in, but just went into the hands of Corcoran. Nice ball across. Didn't think that was going to make it, but it did. Gerald sends it out. So, oh no, that's still in. Mulvaney on the outside.
No. Come on.
There's Fitzgerald again. Fitzgerald, we're calling her name a lot this half. She's seen a lot of the ball in both the back and the front. There's Lauren Mulvaney, turns on the outside. She's got McCarron across. McCarron one time and no! Oh, she had it. McCarron was there onside. Mulvaney, great ball across. McCarron one time, touch it, just push it just too far to the left. Oh, she'd like to have that one back. As we're winding down in the first half, Holliston leads by a score of 1-0. We've mentioned that Holliston's been controlling this game, for the most part. But again, it's still just a 1-goal lead, and everything can change. That was Kayla Craven, senior forward, number 3, pushing down the left side. So Leominster finally spending some rare time down in the Holliston end with a throw in. It's going to be and there it is. It's going to continue to be Leominster's throw. So Leominster's, that's Lucy Mancuso fighting against Craven. We'll do it again. Time's winding down in this first half. Holden's there, finds McCarron, and Holliston's off to the races again. Kate McCarron up the right side. Pushes forward. Finds Lauren Mulvaney. Mulvaney gets hit, but she's there. Ball goes right across the field, across the face of several Holliston players. And who's there to pick it up? Wow, what a surprise. Claire Fitzgerald. Haven't seen a lot of her. Claire Fitzgerald goes down, and she's okay. She's going to be a foul whistle against Leominster. So as we're winding down the end of this first half, Holliston still leads by a score of 1-0. Mancuso on the outside. Ball forward, and looks like keepers, she's going to get to it. Winding down in this half, Mancuso's here. Just making some notes of some of the softball players we need to acknowledge tonight. Do that right at the end of this first half. So you fans might want to stick around. We're going to do a little softball review. We'll tell you about what happened yesterday. So we wind down here in this first half. There's McCarron. McCarron's able to get a piece. Puts it across.
No.
Mulvaney's there. Mulvaney turns. Hits it into a crowd, and it bounces out. There's Sophie Grant. She cleans that up nicely. Grant does such a good job. And that's the end of the first half. It's kind of a weird way to end the first half.
Yeah.
But First half ended nonetheless. So Holliston leads Leominster at the end of the first half by a score of 1-0. So what did you see? What's your synopsis of this first half?
Well, all I'm going to say is I don't understand why if the coach of
Leominster
has put his two best players right up in the defence, and that's okay if they have the instructions to move up, get on the attack, but they're not. They're standing there, and Holliston are running into them all the time, and they don't get round them.
They have been doing a pretty good job, right?
They're doing an extremely good job. And I think if I was the coach of Holliston, I will be looking to shift my attacking focus away from those two, because they break up almost everything that comes through there. And they come through, it's just those two all the time. Break it up. Okay. And Holliston have got to stop trying to use these long balls when they can just do 10-yard passes to one another. They're always open. They're nicely open.
It's kind of like the same. I feel like we've watched this TV show before, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll see if Holliston can figure it out here at the end of the as we're entering halftime. Okay, only a couple minutes before we get started, so don't go too far away. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'll tell you about the softball that I've teased you with. But I think we're going to need to take a quick break right now, so don't go too far. And don't forget to come back and watch Holliston and Leominster and Holliston girls varsity soccer.
Hi, I'm Rebecca from Central Cafe. My parents bought it in 2001. They expanded it and bought the convenience store that was next door. Then they added groceries, beer, and wine. This last year, we were able to earn a full liquor license, and the store is open from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. So it's nice to come before work, get a breakfast sandwich, bunch of options, a lot of drinks here to get after a long day of work. You can stop by, get your winning lottery ticket and some tobacco products. We're located at 100 Central Street, a quick pit stop from the rail trail. It'd be great for you to come on down. We'd love to see you here.
Hello everybody, glad to be a sponsor over here from Basil's Pizza. We're here at 1568 Washington Street, Holliston, Massachusetts. Hours of operation, we're open 7 days a week, 10 to 9, and Sunday, 11 to 9. Great place, great people, great food. Great place overall. Just glad to be part of the community. We would love to see you in here. Thank you so much.
All right, welcome back everybody to Holliston's Kamitian Field and Holliston High School, where the Holliston girls varsity soccer team right now is leading the Leominster Blue Devils by a score of 1-0. I'm your host, John Drohan, with my partner and godfather of Holliston softball, and of course my beloved father-in-law, John Marshall. Our crew here at the Holliston, which is brought to you by the Holliston Hub, is here. Of course, Tom Harmon, who Tom kind of does most of the games. You know, Tom and I kind of work. We do a lot of work together. You know, and then we're joined by our exalted leader, Bruce Guilfoy from the Holliston Hub. It's cooling off a little bit here, and that may affect the teams a little bit. But as the teams take the field, Holliston took an early lead and continues to hold that 1-0 lead on a goal in the 17th minute by Claire Fitzgerald, senior captain. Just wanted to talk about it, so kind of get this out there. Holliston girls softball is very connected to the Holliston men's senior softball league, and we just had our finals yesterday, where the Storm defeated the Pirates. You guys probably have read about this. The Storm defeated the Pirates in extra innings yesterday. I think the score was like 11-10. I don't even know what the score was. All I know is that the Storm won, and big shout out to some of the core members of the Storm team. Of course, our player coach and third baseman, I think he bats first most of the time. That's Erica Harich. Big lefty, big thunder. That's Ken Soares. We talked about him earlier. The guy who does it all. He's the energy of that team. That's none other than Brian McShane. And then, of course, there's one other guy. The guy that I forget. Sometimes I forget his name. You may see it around here in town. I think he's relatively. Oh wait, that's Tom Campersall. Tom Campersall is, I don't know. He's hard to describe, but Campersall is probably. well, put it this way. He was the first guy to get picked on that team. So, and that wasn't by accident. And then, of course, have to do a shout-out to Pete Warren. So Pete Warren, that was one of Campersol's first picks when he found out he was on a team, he wanted to get Pete on there. And then, of course, we had the MVP. I told you Ken Sawyers came in second in the MVP voting. Ellie Grantfor's turns. Here, we're back underway. I'm just kind of covering this right now because I know there's some people listening. A lot of listeners. There's a ball in, and a score!
Yes.
Bella Uki!
A lovely guy. No one's going to stop that.
Uki's there!
Yeah. There was no block. The ball never left the floor. Short passes.
How about that?
Yep.
So, as you had said many times, that very dangerous time of the game.
Oh, yeah.
And there she is. Uki's there to finish that off. Easy. Easy goal for Bella Uki, and Holliston takes a 2-0 lead. Bella Uki is playing her last home game here at Kamitian Field, so how about that? So Holliston got that second goal that they were looking for throughout that first half, and here they are. So Leominster's in a bit of a pickle, especially as Holliston is really kind of keeping their foot on the gas to try and keep that ball down the Leominster end. And something tells me that with the 2-goal lead, they are not going to let up.
No, they shouldn't. You're absolutely right.
Big throw by Claire Fitzgerald. I didn't see who kind of sent that pass, and I think it was Kate McCarron, but it was Hartman. I don't know if you saw who sent that ball across, but Uki was there all by herself and was able to score an easy goal. McElliott's there to turn it back around. Here comes Holliston again. Holden up that right side. Still pushing up that right side. Ball forward again, and it's going to roll. It's going to roll out. So once again, big congratulations everybody in the senior softball. We have a bunch of guys that are connected to it through this Holliston team right here. But big win for and I just kind of like the way this team was. As I said, here comes Holliston again. It's trouble. Mulvaney shoots, and she scores. Correction, that was Kate McCarron. McCarron on the outside, puts it to her left foot, and Holliston's up 3. McCarron, McCarron kind of took that into her own hands right there.
Yep, she very calmly took, she wasn't hurried. She wasn't hurried anyway. And a lovely final shot, yeah.
Great finish by Kate McCarron, and this is when Holliston really is dangerous, is that Kate McCarron gets going and she's able to get some space, create some space, and on that right side, and here we go.
See, those big long balls don't go anywhere.
And that ball pops up and just goes outside the goal. Lucas was out, but it just went to the left of the goal. So Holliston with a commanding 3-0 lead on goals in the first half by Claire Fitzgerald, and then 2 quick goals in the beginning of this half by Bella Uki and Kate McCarron. So Holliston's in the driver's seat. Just got a note from Brian McShane, fall ball champion. He told me that he is in the building. So good to see you, Brian. Make sure you don't be a stranger. Here comes Holliston again. Don't be a stranger. You're welcome to come up the booth. Long ball in. Bounces off Corcoran. Calderon. Sorry, I keep calling her Corcoran. It's Calderon. It's Sasha Calderon. And Calderon's going to have her work cut out for her.
That was a foul.
That is Ellie Grandforce.
You don't.
And looks like she might be hurt. I don't think Grandforce, that was intentional in any way. It was just, Grandforce is just, but we have a Leominster player down. And they're going to bring out the medical staff. Looks like she's coming up. I can't
No,
see
I
her
don't
number.
think
So it looks like it's number 10, Lainey Truist. And she's going to take it right, but she's going off on her own power, so that looks like it's good news. So once again, your Holliston Hub, which is a not-for-profit organization, and Holliston Hub is we pride ourselves. I say we because I'm fortunate enough to be a small member of this team, as I'm a part of a board member. Is that we pride ourselves as being the center of all information and all things you need to know right here in Holliston. From government meetings, from high school sports, from really interesting programming. I mean, to include some very entertaining programming, and this is all stuff that's done right here in Holliston, and it's kind of in Holliston, about Holliston, and the Holliston Hub is right in the middle of it. And Holliston Hub, the ball comes down, and Kira Lucas is there to scoop it up. Holliston Hub does this because people like you are able to donate to the Hub and to provide them the ability to do everything that they need to do, because financially it's challenging. And it's challenging because the way the Holliston Hub worked, where they got their money originally, as a race down is going to go out of bounds, the way that Holliston Hub is contracts with because Holliston Hub is formerly known as Holliston Cable Access TV. So your two primary cable access providers, Verizon and at one time Comcast, but now Xfinity. Now the problem is that as people are starting to rely on streaming services, Utke's there, she breaks free. McElliott's there. It snuck up. She was going to get a shot, but here comes Mulvaney, and Mulvaney's trouble. Across.
Heads.
And nothing. Long ball in. Mulvaney's there one time. Oh, and she just misses it. Oh, Mulvaney had a good look right there. And hit it with her left foot. It just went wide of the post. That's unfortunate. She'd like to have that one back as well. So as I was saying, the Holliston Hub is the primary funding that we get is our contracts through the cable access providers. But as people, in recent times, kind of post-COVID, have started to, the claim of I'm cutting the cable and I'm just going to rely on streaming services. The dark side of that is that then that means there's less cable subscribers, and that means there's less money to be able to support ball across, and it's wide to the right. It's less money to be able to support your local cable access TV station. So that's why we rely on you. We rely on you, our listeners. Get ready, because the Holliston Hub is going to be doing some ongoing fundraising. But he also there's the corner. But Karen almost gets up and can get it, but goes over her head.
No.
Long ball in. That's a very long ball, and it bounces off the keeper. And it looks like it's going to be another Holliston corner.
It's going to be a corner, yeah.
And of course, by our corporate sponsors and our fall sports sponsors, the Henry Studio, the Holliston Superette, Basil's Pizza and Subs, Central Cafe, and Main Effort Financial. Another Holliston corner from the right side. Can't see who's taking it. Might be Caitlin Clark. Ball up. Low. Holden was there. Mulvaney's there. Gets turned out. McElliott's there. And that ball almost deflects off a Leominster defender right into the hands of that goal. Or the hand of that goalkeeper. Good thing it went into her hands.
Yeah. Holliston have settled down a little bit. They're making their nice controlled passes to one another, not just idly banging a ball upfield. And they're just looking very good at this particular point in time.
Yeah. They have the lead, right? So the 3-goal lead will give you a little confidence, right?
Yeah, sure.
we were talking about earlier. So we were late to find out about this game. So we found out about this game late yesterday, that Holliston was even hosting this game. Coach Chadsey had reached out to me. And then I didn't talk to you until today. And so this reminds me of an old story many, many years ago when we were coaching together. When, this is when Premier League soccer and European soccer wasn't on TV as often. There's Lauren Mulvaney, breaks free. She gets a touch, shoots to the left foot, and almost kicks a field goal.
Yeah.
Looked like it was about a 15-yard field goal. She hammered it a little too hard. So there was a Premier League game. You probably remember this. There was a Premier League game, or it was a Champions League game, or one of the European games was on TV and was being televised at like 1:00 in the afternoon because of the change of time wherever it was being played. I found out about it, and I found out it was going to be on TV. And I remember calling you earlier that morning and say, "Hey, this is we're both working. It's a work day. It's like a Wednesday." I said, "Hey, there's a game. I think the Chelsea game is on at 1:00. Do you want to watch it?" And then my father-in-law says to me, I'm at work. I don't know. I can't. I don't know. That's all right. I'm like, okay. So that was probably about 9:30 in the morning. About an hour later, I get a call. He's like, what time are you watching that? What time is that game on? And I'm like, it's on at 1:00, like I told you. He's like, I don't know. Maybe I can. I don't know. Maybe I'll see. I don't know. So I'm like, okay. And it's about 10:30. About an hour later, I get a call again. He's like, okay, I'm going to be there definitely for the second half. I might get for the first half. Where are you going to be? You're going to be at your house? And I'm like, yep, I'm going to watch it at my house. We want to come over? Do you want me to bring some beer? Yeah, we should probably do that too. Yeah, all right. And then sure enough, and I've kind of seen this coming, is that this guy, he is a soccer junkie. Like you can't let it go. You can't walk away from it. You can't say no to it. It's almost like it's some sort of, and there's, McCarron gets through and scores!
Yes, look at that. That was a lovely,
So you're getting plenty of soccer right now as Kate McCarron scores her second goal.
There's nothing more you can say about that. The way she took that, it didn't stay more than a foot from the end of her toe as she was running, and she calmly just pushed it around the goalkeeper. That's a very skillful goal.
Well, and what you saw there on display, as you had mentioned in the first half, McCarron's speed.
Oh,
so
sure. Absolutely.
Kate McCarron, and she's probably, she'll be the tallest player on many of the pitches that she plays at this level. She could be one of the fastest as well. So Kate McCarron scores her second goal of this half to give Holliston a 4-0 lead as we have a short timeout. So the end of this story is, of course, my father-in-law. As I said, this is many years ago when he's like, I can't. I say, you want to watch the game? He says, no, I can't. And then, of course, I know he was going to be able to watch the game. So today, the same thing, right? So it's like, it's kind of a cold, chilly fall day. We get late notice. I don't know. And I even said in my text, I'm like, hey, do you want to do the game tonight? I didn't commit to anything. All I get back is, okay. Then I text him back, I'll pick you up at 4:30. He goes, sounds great. And I'm like, so here you are. It's not your fault. It's not, yeah. Oh, you're too kind. You're too kind. It's not his fault. He just, it's like he can't help it, right? It's it could be problematic sometimes, right? Well, it's problematic in the sense that anytime there's like some big European game that's on, it's always an event at our house, and it's a good excuse to get like every now and again we'll get like the Williams of the world.
Oh yeah.
Some of your grandchildren. They'll come, but the only thing is, once you do that, then there goes the day. Yeah. Anytime there's a soccer match, Nanny comes over and it's there we are. We're not doing anything else the rest of that day except watching that game. All right. So Holliston's got a bit of a game left here. 30 minutes remaining and a 4-0 lead. So right now, based on kind of what we've seen, it looks like Holliston is going to be advancing, barring any, major catastrophe. It looks like they're going to advance. Still a ways to play, still a ways to go. And
look
that
at
keeps up.
No,
Yeah.
look at that.
Still a ways to go till Kate McCarron is.
Yeah.
Kate McCarron's starting to take this game into her own hands.
I think this is one of the best games I've seen. Best individual performance I've seen.
Yeah, they're having
I
a
think
tough
she's,
time stopping her right now, for sure.
Yeah, they do.
It's going to be another Holliston corner. Caitlin Clark's going to take it from the right side.
The sad part about it is, I believe they have the players on their side of the field that can do what she's doing.
Yeah, and
I do. I
we
believe
do.
that.
We see that Leominster does have some skillful players, but and kind of looking at their starting roster, right? Looking at their starting roster, freshman, sophomore. So they have a young team.
Oh yeah, they do.
There's a young team out there. So Leominster looks like they're going to, like Holliston, they have some depth, and we'll be hearing more about them later on. I mean, we'll hear about them because we know they exist, but they're pretty far. They're certainly not in Holliston's league. And I'm sure Leominster plays a much bigger school than Holliston is. So we'll see. Mulvaney sends a ball across. Nice ball across. Nice play. Uki's there one time. She can't do it. Here comes Grant for her. She comes up. Ball breaks out. And Sophie Grant.
That's not. See, look at that pass back.
That's Chloe Buckley that's coming into play.
Yeah.
That's Buckley, number 12. She's a sophomore.
You just keep the ball
Here comes Grant.
at the feet of your own players.
Grant does a nice job of finding Lauren Mulvaney on the outside.
Yeah.
Here comes Mulvaney. Mulvaney still with it.
Yeah.
Able to push through. She sends it across. Nice ball across. McCarron's there. She is right on target to connect with Kate McCarron. Great idea by Lauren Mulvaney and a great ball across. McCarron just unable to connect with it. So as I said, we have some senior softball guys. Get a shout out for their participation. We got another Jay McDonald, Jay Max here. Jay plays for DYR in the fall, or correction, in the spring. Jay's an excellent athlete, and of course he is Skylar McDonald's dad. And then of course we have, as we mentioned earlier, Brad Lucas, our Air Force representative. Brad, he played this fall. His team lost to the Storm, as did all the other teams. Because the Storm were the champs. Coincidentally, I didn't know if anybody knew this. I actually played on that team yesterday. I was on that Storm. Yeah, I don't know if my name came up, but yeah, I actually was on.
I kind of wondered that.
I was on. Yeah, I thought I mentioned it earlier, but yeah, that was part of that. Oh, so we were talking about the who was the MVP. So Ken Sawyers came in second, but the MVP, I think the MVP was newcomer, first year playing fall, Navin Kanan. Navin Kanan came at like his first year playing. He was drafted by the Storm, and Navin Kanan was our catcher. He caught along with Brian McShane. Brian McShane kind of played up every other position as well, but Navin was our starting catcher, and he was the true inspiration of the Storm. So congratulations to his MVP in the tournament yesterday. Congratulations, Navin. We'll look forward to seeing you in the spring. Kind of unstoppable, that guy. Speaking of unstoppable, Kate McCarron, Holliston, like they're starting to make light work of this, as Holliston with a commanding 4-0 lead, and here they come.
They're playing nice sort of ground soccer. They really are. They're keeping the ball on the ground.
So looks like that's Bella Uki. Bella Uki scored earlier in this half. She's still out there, and Maureen Malvey, number 6, she's out there. She's in that striker position. Along with Emma Arsenal, freshman Emma Arsenal. Well, so that's who Coach Chadzy's got up front with this commanding lead. Probably not a bad tactic if looks like she's got this game sort of in hand. Give some of her starters a rest, because if everything stays the same, Holliston's going to be advancing in the playoffs. And they were even sure if they were going to make the playoffs, and here we are 24 minutes away from going to the next round. There's still Ellie Granforce. She's fighting on the outside. Granforce staying with it. Good job. Get some help from...
No.
Holden. She looks right. She's got, looks like Arsenal on the outside. And nothing. Word from the production studio today is we have a large number of listeners today. So once again, I want to thank you very much for tuning into the Holliston Hub, particularly this game, and joining us tonight, because the Holliston Hub, like I said, anything you want to know about Holliston, all starts right here. So your support means a lot. And not only does it mean a lot to us, but it means a lot to, these high school athletes that, get to watch their games on TV. Their family members, loved ones get to watch their games. So that's all brought to you by that guy, Bruce Guilfoyle, who's sitting right across from me. And, we, as I've said many times, we get paid a lot of money to do the commentary for it. Those guys, they do it, they do it out of pure giving. I know. Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't. You and I have different agents. I don't negotiate your contract, but I know that you're. I mean, you answered the call pretty quick today, so you must be. Yeah, you must be getting paid pretty well. As Arsenal sends the ball across, trying to find some at Granforce. Oh, she can't get it. Sophie Grant hammers one from the 35-yard line.
Getting excited now. Don't do that.
We'll see if they. This is a good time, right? So what happens now? So you pretty much got this game in hand, right? You have some time that you could really spend, trying to move the ball, trying to work some things, trying to hone some skills, right? Because especially with some of the players that don't play as much, so right now.
Well, if you're ahead enough to be able to put some of your players that don't get as much playing time as others, that's a great idea. But you've also got to, it ain't over till it's over. Not that I suspect they're going to pull. I don't see this team pulling 4 goals together to be 5 goals to win. To be honest with you, but you want to try and settle down, play good soccer, and score more goals.
I mean, there you go. Remember, I told in the beginning of beginning of this game, I told everybody to get a piece of paper, start writing it, and there it is. Settle down, play good soccer, and score more goals. Write it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. You heard it.
Don't settle.
You heard it right here.
Don't settle back. Don't do that.
So I see Ella Lombardo is in the game right now, number 20. On the outside, coming up, it gets stuffed. Mancuso on the outside. Mancuso pushing forward. Yeah. She's trying to make something happen.
Nice pass. Look at that. Look, the 3 of those have walked up that sideline.
Ball on the outside. Buckley's there. And a shot in. Hits the crossbar.
Comes out. Yeah.
Arsenal hits it. That might have been Granforce. Let's see who that was.
Nice.
And we'll see it here on the replay. I think it might have been Ellie Granforce. And as I'm looking at it,
that was a nice pass.
Nice ball across.
Yeah.
Shot. And
First time.
It was
yes.
Granforce. Oh, Ellie Granforce almost has one, and that was a great shot. Right on, and just hits that upper right post. I'd like to have that one back. Sophie Grant's up, pushes it to the outside. Still trying to work. Holliston has been staying on that right side pretty much the entire game. So Holliston leads by 4. Starting to cool off a little bit. Starting to feel a little more autumny, a little
Yep.
more later on, like November-y, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think the issue is that I'm not sure if the space heaters. I'm not sure if they'd be allowed to put a heater up here because I'd be afraid this place would spontaneously combust. I'm not sure. This place is too fireproof. Nora McGillian
Careful.
pushes
Nice,
it across.
Nice.
Grant. Holliston's back, so I have to say that everybody who's been playing in the back has done an exceptional job of kind of pretty much stifling
they have. They just
anything that
they shut it down. You know.
that Leominster's been that they've been able to put together. Leominster throw in the Holliston end. See if Leominster can do something, get on this board. No, we're not going to let that happen. Ball in and cleared out. And they don't have. Holliston's got strength and numbers in the back, but here they come. Arsenal up front looking for it, looks like, and then Buckley on the other side. Or sorry, that's Maureen Malvey on the other side. Long ball forward. So she's got some of the other starters out of the game. Fitzgerald's out. McCarron's out. Utke's out. Caitlin Clark's out. So coach might be getting ready for that next playoff game. And it's going to be a Holliston throw down that end. Hyani Souza coming in, senior. Souza's going to make the throw. Souza getting in. They're fighting on the outside. Arsenal's there. Souza's a defender. Looks like she's going to be playing that back. There she is. Good throw by Souza. Ball forward. Grant's there. Ball across. It's going to easy one hopper to Kira Lucas. Kira takes it up. Another shout out. I'd like to shout out to one of our longtime listeners and viewers. Seems to be at every game. That's Jason Smith. JJ, if you're listening tonight, if you're watching tonight, it's a shout out to you. I'm not shouting out to your softball team, but I'm just going to shout out to you because I'm glad that you actually watch, because I don't like your softball team. And speaking for pretty much the league, no one else does either. Nothing personal. Well, it's whatever. It's kind of, maybe it's personal. But Jay, I'm just kidding. He's a great guy, and he's always communicating during the productions. So Holliston pushing in. There's Arsenal. Arsenal gets a foot on it. Keeper comes out, is able to stuff it. Oh, just able to get out. Arsenal was coming down hard on that and almost was able to get a foot on and connect through. Just made a good play. Calderon was just able to get out there. Here comes Holliston again. Ball across. Mulvaney was there. She almost was able to finish it, but it's going to be a Leominster goal kick. '65th minute, Holliston leads by 4. Once again, this production of the Holliston Hub is brought to you by you, our listeners, and our fall sponsors, the Henry Studio. Looks like they're going to give Grant a whistle on that one.
Well, they should. Otherwise, they're going to start playing like the men do, and that'd be a disaster.
Yeah. So, did Grant get a card?
Well,
I'm not sure what. It looks like the referee came in fast to take Grant out, and I'm wondering if they gave Grant I don't think I've seen a yellow card. Yeah, he came in and Grant got sent off, it looks like. That's interesting.
He sent somebody else?
It looked like she might have got sent off, but she didn't get a red card.
Well, if he sends her off, he's automatically giving her a red. How many players you got left on the field?
Long ball in off the free. It bounces, and it gets headed in and scores! Leominster scores. Let's see who hit that goal. It looks like it was number 1, Tori Swift. And they're going to award Tori Swift that goal. It bounced in front of Lucas. Swift was able to get there before Lucas could get her hands on it. And Swift headed it in. So Leominster's back on the board. Leominster's on the board. So 4-1.
I mean, how many players are...
Let's see. I want to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, they're good. No, they have 11. Yeah, so she didn't. I don't know if there's a ruling off to take. We'll have to find that out. But Sophie Grant's off, and Holliston's playing with 11, and Leominster scored their first goal, and Bob's your uncle. And we're in the 65th minute, and Holliston's still with a commanding lead. We brought in a couple more substitutions back in. Bella Uki's back in the game. We know Uki scored earlier. Sometimes, things don't get drawn up on the whiteboard like you think they will. But, that's kind of where it all starts. It all starts kind of in the planning phase. And it looks like that, Coach Chadsey has kind of put this together and done some planning. I'll tell you what, if you put the time in and you get the right, people there to, Coach Chadsey and her crew, the right people there to organize it and plan it out and think it through, then after that it's really it's all about coaching. Pretty much everything's coaching these days. Utke on the outside. Nice ball across. No one's there to be on the other end of it. Utke's playing a game. This might be her, number 4, Bella Uke. This might be the best game we've seen her play.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Where she had that early...
I hope they don't lose their cool here. I hope they keep on plugging away what they've been doing.
Slide tackle on Lucy Mancuso gets... Looks like she gets up slowly. So Mancuso, that wouldn't be a good... So Mancuso's part of that starting back line with Claire Fitzgerald and Nora McElliott and Sophie Grant. So Mancuso's fast. She can play up on the attack. And ball up. Halderan's there to scoop it up. Maureen Malvey was almost there to collect it up, but unable to do. So like I said, oftentimes things get drawn up on the whiteboard. Things happen the way that you think they are, and then a lot of times they don't, but I don't know. Sometimes they do. Maybe not exactly how you drew it up, but we need a whiteboard in this place right here. That'd be a good thing to have, right? I don't know. I'm a whiteboard guy. I want to see it. I want to write it down, look at it, right? Write it down and remember it, and then later on come back to it. Good things happen. Good things happen from a whiteboard. Speaking of good things happen, that's Clara Fitzgerald back in the game. Annie Souza and Uki. Holliston throw. What do you got? What'd you say?
I just was wondering if they got their original starting group back on.
Well, we don't have the forwards, right? But looks like in the back, I think with Sophie Grant coming out, Claire Fitzgerald's back in the game. Chloe Buckley is taking Sophie Grant's place. And Nora McGilliott's on the right-hand side. Yep, that's her.
Nice. Come on.
Ball's up.
Slot on the floor.
It's got some information. So Nora McGilliott's brother was a state champ as a sophomore last year, and then beat the Oklahoma state champ in Super 32s last weekend. I believe this is wrestling. Yep, this is wrestling. This is from my wrestling contact, Coach McShane. So her brother is a big-time wrestler and beat the Oklahoma state champion. So wrestling is one of those love-hate sports. Fantastic sport, but it is an exercise in pain management, that's for sure. So congratulations to Nora's brother, and look at her go. She's doing it here on the soccer field. And here comes trouble. Shot up.
No.
Calderon's there. Let's see who that was on the outside.
She could have.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a mistake how those defenders kind of let that ball go. And
yep.
it was Ellie Grandfors that started that up. Nice ball across. So Holliston still looking to score, still pressing forward, which is good.
See that? Look at that nice, that lovely pass there. Right on sort of the player running onto it. They're looking ahead, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, not just trying to.
Malvey tries to push it inside. Sousa's there. The substitution coming back in for Holliston. Emma Arsenault's going to come off. And it looks like...
Who's this one?
It looks like it might be Lauren Mulvaney. Hard to see from here. And... oh, cleared out. That's not Lauren Mulvaney.
That's not cleared out. That's cleared up in the air.
That's Olivia Kirchner. Kirchner, number 19, coming in. So Kirchner is a forward. Ball down. Nice ball across. Caitlin Clark's there.
She might not catch it.
Clark's able to turn it, send it across. Shot in. Cleared. Another near scoring opportunity for Holliston. Trying to turn it around the other way. Tori Swift on the outside, but she gets closed in on Souza. Swift, ball across, and it's going to roll gently to Kira Lucas, and nothing doing. Long ball up. And things are going to get... once again, Leominster trying and put something together, and the Holliston defense just not letting anything happen. Ella Salvi tries to work on the outside. She's working against Olivia Kirchner. Nothing doing. Souza comes in, and it looks like Ella Lombardo is coming in. Number 20. So Lombardo's going to... here's Lombardo. Lombardo, too, is sophomore. Part of that sophomore class. So that class at 27. Bella Utke on the outside. Utke makes a move. Sends it across. When deflected off of one of the Leominster defenders. Almost knocked it into her own goal.
Yeah.
That might have been trouble. Nice ball across by Ellie Gramfors. Fitzgerald. She gets stuffed. Fitzgerald was looking for a gold medal there. Couldn't connect. Souza. Andy Souza stepping up and doing a good job of keeping this ball forward. You're calling her name quite a bit. As Leominster trying to push up this left side. Played back. Trouble. Ball forward. And it's going to be a Holliston throw. That could have been trouble right there. As looked like the Holliston back, that was Chloe Buckley, was playing back in that center back spot. Buckley came across and almost missed that ball and could have had Tori Swift on the run. Just her and the keeper. Leominster substitutions. Time winding down. Starting to warm up here. I know you guys are thinking that it was cold, but I feel like it's getting a little bit warmer right now.
It's not as cold as I thought it was going to be.
No, you're not cold. Remember we talked about this.
Yeah,
you're not
sure.
cold.
No.
There's no there's no admitting to be, even if you are cold, you're not cold, because the alternative would have been that you would have missed this game. So
that's right.
And you just, as we talked about, you just can't really miss any games. Caitlin Clark, speaking of missed games, this is her last game here on this field. She's a senior. Clark takes it one end to the other, trying to push up the left side, and looks like Clark earned herself a corner kick.
I don't think they've given a corner.
I think you're right.
I thought it was a corner kick.
Looked like a corner kick from here again.
Yeah, never mind.
I mean, I was trying to walk.
Up.
Clark was feeling it. Ball bounces up our way. Joe Gentile make that play right there. Joe Gentile, the best hands in the history of old man softball. There he is. He's got his neoprene gloves on. Nice ball across by Bella Utke, who's there to finish it.
No, settle down. You've got to settle down. It's easy to say it, and it's not easy to do it.
Bella Utke got a great ball across
That was lovely.
with purpose. So there was no one there on the other end. Just able to get a foot on it, so Holliston couldn't get a clean shot. Grand Fours on the outside. Turns it over, and here comes Leominster up the left side. Claire Fitzgerald's there to defend it, and she does. Nice play by Claire Fitzgerald. Claire Fitzgerald is making this look easy. Fitzgerald is a member of the Holliston Community Action Fund Student Division. She's one of our leaders. Just had a Holliston Community Action Fund just had a fun Halloween event at the Trunk or Treat. There's a big fundraiser happening upcoming for all you listeners. If you want to donate to the Holliston Community Action Fund, or you want to go to the fundraiser, it's on the 14th of November, Friday. I'm expecting you guys both to go. 14th of November, Friday at Rushford and Sons. It's going to be a musical event. We're going to have a heated tent. Oh, the great Colin Fields is going to be playing tonight. Holliston's own singer-songwriter, Colin Fields. So limited tickets. So if you want to find out more, send an look on. It'll be posted. The flyer will be posted on the Holliston Community Action Fund website. So the 14th of November, come down to Rushford Sun. Limited ticket, $20 per person. All funds go to the Holliston Community Action Fund. And it's going to be, one of those nights. So we're under 5 here to play, and Holliston with a commanding 4-1 lead. Still doing a good job of not letting Leominster get any good, clean looks at the goal. Not one that I can think of tonight.
No, they've done a very good job actually keeping it to. And when they come up on the attack, it's not sort of just blind kicking. They always try and find a worthy a team member to pass it to. They're always looking for it.
Yeah, right. And
they don't do these long whacks upfield. They try and steer the ball up there.
Sure, and oftentimes, sometimes you're not going to hit it right. You miss, but like you said, the intent's there. They're looking up before they kick it. Yeah.
Yep.
And that's kind of across the board. And it really makes a difference, especially in the first half of this game. It really made a difference.
Yeah, it did.
In when you kind of had all the start and everybody was fresh, it made a difference in that midfield. And Holliston did such a good job in the midfield and supporting that midfield with their bringing their backs up, like you were saying. That makes the difference. That makes all the difference in the world. Clark.
Oh,
strike one.
Oh. What did she do there?
Yes. She's not sure, yeah. Missed that one. Caitlin Clark.
No, see, that's another one. Stop the ball and whack it straight upfield. Directly that leaves your foot and it's anybody's.
Yeah. Good as anybody's foot right there. It's time winding down. Holliston looks like they're gonna be advancing to the next round. So it'll be exciting to see kind of where their next game is going to be played. Most likely, well, I think pretty much guaranteed that it's going to be played in an opposing team's town. And in our experience, usually those opposing teams aren't very close.
No,
they're not. I don't think they're going to be playing in Medway, or they're going to be playing in Medfield. I think they're going to be playing a little bit further away, and usually it's on an evening like this in the evening, and usually it's about as cold as this, or probably a little bit colder. Now, that not for nothing, we have traveled before. The hub has traveled, and if we have enough notice, maybe we can put it together. Who knows? We might not be done. I mean, you just don't want the fun to end, right? I'm sure Holliston doesn't want the fun to end, especially these seniors.
Oh, no, they don't want to end.
But keep this party going, and that's it.
That's it. Right.
So Holliston with a all but dominating defeat right now over the Leominster. I'm trying to look at trying to remember the name. The Leominster. I knew it was Leominster. The Blue Devils. The Blue Devils of Leominster. Holliston finishes them off tonight by a score of 4-1. 2 goals by Kate McCarron. 1 by Claire Fitzgerald. Her first goal in her college career, in her high school career. And then Bella Utke, senior Bella Utke, was able to score as well. So Holliston with a great game tonight. Really a dominant performance over Leominster, and as we had said before, the defense and that midfield and Holliston's their positioning, they pretty much kind of made short work of this poor Leominster team tonight.
I think that that period when they scored all the goals was it was very skillful attacking soccer. It was the ball was all nicely on the floor, plays pass from player to player, and the defence moved up with the attack, and they just played it just the way it should be played. So it was a very good game to sit and watch.
You saw some good football.
You certainly saw some good
football.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, so Holliston advances into the playoffs. Let's see if they can keep that good football up. We'll find out who they're going to be playing. I don't think they know yet, so we'll find out who they're going to be playing, and good luck to Holliston. Great job for Leominster. Did a good job today. It was good to have those guys come out. I know it's a bit of a drive for them, so congratulations to Leominster on their season, and Holliston, congratulations. You're moving on and continuing the playoffs. So on behalf of the Holliston Hub, Bruce and Tom, my father-in-law John, I'm John Drohan. Thank you for joining us tonight on Holliston Girls Varsity Soccer, and we'll see you next time. Maybe we'll be at Kamitian Field next season, or maybe it'll be sometime before that. We'll see.